In this video, I'm going to show you how to change colors in the middle of your project. There's a couple different options that you can try. I'll do the easiest and then to the more difficult one. And then you choose whichever style you like. Okay, so let's say you're going around here and then you want to change colors in the next row. So before you finish it, I'm going to take your color, whatever color you're choosing. You're going to do a slip knot. Okay, and you know how at the end we normally slip stitch right into the first stitch, instead of taking the normal color, which is purple in this case. You're going to put it into the yellow one, or whatever color you're planning to switch it to, and then that'll be your slip stitch. And the rest of it you can kind of tuck into the project, that way it's not in your way. And then you're going to crochet as normal. Okay, that's your first option. Second option. Actually, for this one, we'll do a little bit of a cleaner close. So instead of doing a slip stitch at the end, you're going to pull out your string. And then you're going to go through the first single crochet in that round, both loops, and then pull that string through there. And then in the last stitch, you're only going through the front loop, and then you're going to pull that through. And then you're going to get that last stitch, you're going to go into 2 of the loops, and then pull that string back. So as you can see, it's kind of hiding, so it looks like a perfect stitch round, right? You can't even tell, if you turn it like this, you can't tell where it ended. Then for this purpose, actually, I'm gonna loop it in some more because it's still a loose thread or yarn, so it can still unravel inside. Just in case, it's just an added cushion. Okay, and then now for this second option, we're only working through the back loops, so you can technically attach it to any of the loops. It doesn't really matter. Makes it easier for you. You're going to chain 1, then single crochet in that same loop, and then you're going to single crochet in all of the loops. And then you can tell, I'll show you the difference at the end, what it looks like, and you can choose which option you want to do. So for that last one, because it's an extra stitch, I'm not going to do a single crochet, but I am going to just slip stitch into the first round. There you go, that's your second option. And the third one takes a little more time, but like the second one, we're going to loop this in more neatly. I'm just weaving it through so that it stays a little more sturdy. So like the second option, we're just going through the back loops for these. So you're gonna go in here, grab your next color. You're gonna slip stitch actually in every back loop of the row or the round. When you slip stitch though, try to make it slightly looser because it tends to be the tightest stitch because people naturally kind of pull the yarn. Okay, so the first slip stitch, you're going to slip stitch again. Now we're going to do single crochets in both the loops. This one's a little more time consuming, a little extra row if you may, but I think it looks the best or the cleanest. And then you can see why at the end here. There you go. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So you can tell right away which one looks the cleanest, right? This one, because then you don't see the color of the last row kind of peeping out. This one is a good one too, but you could still see a little bit in there if you're kind of a perfectionist or you want it to look a lot nicer, then you go for this round. Let's say you want to change colors in the middle of your project. So then you have to figure out where you want the color change for whatever reason, whatever shape you're trying to go for. So when you change colors, you never finish the whole stitch. You stop there and then you grab the color you want to change it with. Let's say you go back to purple. You're going to pull that through. You're going to make, I don't know how many stitches you need, but for this one, I'll do 3. Okay, again, we don't finish it. And then you grab the color in the back. You grab the other color, the yellow color you're trying to change it back to. And then you just stitch. And then you keep going. Crochet, crochet, crochet. You know, depending on what you want it to look like, it can go round, it can go a straight line, or a triangle, whatever you want. But yeah, those are cool different ways. So hope you enjoy. If you have any questions at all, just leave it in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.